In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to write compelling ad copy.
Always come when I need you. You know I'll be there for you. Where are you now? Where are you now?
Now, I'm going to assume that you are a good person whose product or service actually helps people. Now, if you can't write compelling copy, it is very, very difficult to get your incredible thing, whatever it is that you sell, out into the world. And I want you to be successful. I want you to be able to help people. I want you to be able to get your incredible product or service into the hands of the people who need it. And writing compelling copy, whether it be for your ads or whether it just be for your sales page or for your emails or your social media posts, is incredibly, incredibly important to getting people to pay attention. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 steps to create compelling copy. And step number 1 is to know the problem that you're solving. Now, most people really focus on how they can get people to buy or how they can make money. This is where most people's head is at, and this is why they fail at writing good copy or creating even great offers. To give you an example of this, there are about 201,000 searches on Google for how can I make money. There's only 2% of that many searches for the term how to solve a problem. When you shift from how can I make money to how can I solve a problem, when you shift into becoming utterly obsessed with the problem that you want to solve, it shifts that focus from you to them. And when the focus is on them, all of a sudden, they're far more interested because they're a lot more interested in themselves than they are in you and your product. Now, before I get into step number 2, what I'm sharing today only scratches the surface. Now, it will help you to improve your copy substantially, but if you want to get even better, then I want you to message me by following the link in the description. Message me about Marketing Mastery Mentorship, which is our mastermind program that will help you to market far more effectively. Step number 2 in how to write compelling ad copy is to start with the end in mind. So you're going to write your call to action first. I want you to think about what it is that you want them to do. Do you want them to click to add to the cart? Do you want them to opt into something? Do you want them to engage with your post? We need to start with that in mind. Now, I want you to think, if you're running, let's say, a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad or a YouTube ad or a Google ad, the job of that ad is simply to drive the click. It is the job of your landing page or your opt-in page or your sales page to do the heavy lifting. And so you want to think about, as you're writing your sales page copy or your landing page copy, start with that end in mind. Do I want them to opt in? Do I want them to press the buy button? But when you're writing the ad, we simply want them to click and take that next step. We want them to go off that platform onto the platform that you want to bring them on, whether that be your sales page or your landing page or whatever. And so you want to think about, I need to be compelling enough to get them to take this action, and we want to know what that action is so that we can be cognizant of that when we are writing out the rest of the copy. Step number 3 is to determine the point of the story. Now, good copy has a story, and all good stories make a point. Most of the time when people write ad copy that doesn't do so well, it's because they're listing the features and the benefits of their product or of their opt-in or whatever it is. Or they're telling a story about themselves instead of telling a story that their ideal client can see themselves in. So if you're selling something, the point should be the one big thing. Okay, think about the one big thing that people need to believe in order to buy whatever it is that you're selling. Now, when I say buy, I also might mean, opt in or whatever you want them to do or engage with your post. That would be the buy, okay? But what do people need to believe in order to do that thing? So to give you an example, if you were selling a keto diet, people would need to believe that carbs are the enemy. If they don't believe that carbs are the enemy, they're not going to be able to do that thing. So what your story should be about, what the point of the story should be about, is demonstrating that carbs are bad. So I want you to think about, what is the one big thing that somebody needs to believe in order for them to buy into whatever it is that I'm selling. And of course, the thing that you're selling is for good, not for evil or for greed or whatever else, right? The thing that you're selling is for good. It's to help people. But in order for them to buy into that, what do they need to believe? That needs to be the point of the story that you're going to tell through the copy. Now, before I continue, I want to help you out real quick, because once you insert great copy, you're going to need to learn how to sell and how to handle objections. So we created a free training to help you with just that. If you want to grab that, you can head on over to heatherprestansky.com/closing. We'll link that below. Step number 4 is to write the story. So now that we know the point, we need to tell the story. And every good story, it has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. But how do you actually create that beginning, middle, and end? I'm going to give you a framework here. So in the beginning part of your story, what you're going to do is you're going to talk about the dream. The dream should be the end point of where your client is trying to get once they solve the problem that you're going to solve. This is why it's so important for you to understand that problem that you're going to solve, okay? So once you have that, I don't know what the heck is going on outside. If you hear that background noise, I apologize. But once you know that dream, you can speak to that. You can speak about all of the things that they want. Then we're going to talk about the struggle or the roadblock. This is really just the problem itself. So when they are inside of that problem or that struggle or that roadblock, what are they feeling? What are they experiencing? What frustrations do they have? You're going to speak to that in the middle of the story. And then at the end of the story, this is where you're going to have some sort of resolution. So the character of your story is going to have some sort of resolution, which really brings to the point of the story. So for example, if you were selling keto diet, let's say, the point of the story should be that carbs are the enemy, and once they eliminated carbs, all of these good things happened. They started losing weight, feeling better, having more energy, whatever it is that you would be selling inside of that video, if that's what you were selling, okay? So we have a beginning, which is the dream, the middle, which is the struggle or the roadblock, and the end, which is the resolution and the point. So step number 5 is that we're going to write the first sentence of the story. And this might seem counterintuitive. We wrote the last sentence first and we write the first sentence last, but it's really important to do it in this order. So the first sentence is the hook of your story. And it's very important to have a strong hook, because the point of the hook is to entice people to get into and read the rest of your story, or to watch the rest of the story if you're doing a video. It's kind of like that juicy preview. So if you watched a TV commercial, let's say for your favorite reality show, what do? They usually show you the juiciest little bit of the episode, and they make you curious as to what happened in that episode so that you just have to watch. So you want to be truthful here in what they're going to get in the story. We don't want to make any sort of false claims or illegal clickbait, as we would call that. But we want to give them a preview of what's to come. So we want to really speak to the very juiciest part of the story that you just wrote. And this is why we need to save it for last, because until we write the story, we don't know exactly what that great hook is. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really, really helps us out. It really, really helps us to create more of this free content for you guys. And we just so appreciate you being here with us and watching to the end of this video. I can't even tell you how much it means to us. Thank you so, so much for being here, and we'll see you inside of the next video. Bye for now.
Always come when I need you. You know I'll be there for you.